This is part of the old mill district I was talking about for Bend, and there's the stacks that I showed you on another video, and there's the good old REI store. Don't know if you have one where you live, but REI is a really cool outdoor clothing and accessories, kayaks, bikes, everything outdoors. But I just want to show you a little bit of the old mill. This is the part of the shops down here in Bend, and they just go on down that way. But also wanted to say a little something about Boston and stuff happening there. And like you, my heart is just grieved, and it just makes me all the more determined to just spread goodness around this earth and deal death blows to evil everywhere we go by overcoming evil with the good. I hate evil, and if you don't, might be something wrong. You might want to go and talk to the Lord about that. But my heart goes out to everyone involved, especially when you see the photos and the video footage that they have, and the one man that lost his legs in the wheelchair, and it's just like, oh my gosh, oh Lord, you know, and you're just totally grieved inside because of the mass confusion and chaos and hurt and pain and tragedy, and then a life is changed in an instant, and the families are changed in a moment's time permanently, and you know, they lose their dad or they lose their child, and the list goes on and on and on. But I just wanted to say that I am in prayer with all of you about this whole situation and everything that's going on around the world. But one thing I've realized and come to understand is we live in a fallen world, and this stuff will continue, and our job, our roles as believers in Christ is to really serve any way we can and be there when tragedy strikes. Whether it's in you know, something like this, you really don't know what to say to a family or an individual, you know, that's gone through this trauma. I think the best thing to do is just to remain silent and be there. If you're related to anybody in this situation, is be available, and to not preach at them, not cram a bunch of stuff down their throat. That's not the way to do it. Love sometimes sits in silence and listens. That's the greatest thing we can do, is have a listening ear. I've got 2 big ears that I can listen with. So I try to listen as much as I can. I'm not perfect at it like most people, but I'm learning and growing as I go to listen a little bit more, and just wait for that still small voice to respond rather than responding out of our emotions. And it's easy to do in a situation like this, and not to say that emotions can't be a part of it. You know, there's a time for grieving, there's a time for letting it all out, and you know, getting angry at evil and things like that. But I think the more that we can pull on the nature of God's goodness, pull on His love, pull on His the fruit of the Spirit, His long suffering, and just His overwhelming unconditional love towards a person in this situation, regardless of what you think about them or what's happened. And I just get so tired of these religious groups coming out and saying, well, they deserved it, or you know, that's what they get for engaging in evil, or whatever the stupid comments come out and say. That's not God. Let me tell you, that is not God's nature. That's not who He is. That's religion speaking. That's the woundedness of man's soul that's speaking in these congregations or these religious thoughts, saying they deserve something like that. Well, how would you like somebody to tell you that if your leg got blown off, or you were in a tremendous situation like this, how would you like for somebody to come up and say, "Oh, yeah, you deserve it, buddy"? I mean, that kind of thinking is so fallen, I can't even tell you how fallen it is. So, I want to encourage you as a believer, if you have a tendency to allow your emotions to get out of control, again, there's a time to mourn, and there's a time to say, and to go into prayer immediately and ask the Lord what His will is in the matter and how you should be of service and help, is to really think about what you're going to say or do from here on out regarding a situation like Boston, or regarding a situation like 9/11, or some tragedy that strikes the earth. How about just being there and loving and being long-suffering and kind and gentle in your response, instead of being judgmental and critical and forming an opinion or conspiracy theories. That's another thing comes out on Facebook and everywhere else all the time, is these conspiracy theories. There was tons of them on the news feed when I was on Facebook the day it happened. All these things from the government's, the government did this, this ethnic group did this, and this person did that, and it's the judgment of God, and it's, all of these different opinions, instead of just stilling ourselves, waiting to hear the answer from God, and responding in love regardless. It just blows me away. I mean, if the fruit of the Spirit is supposed to be the majority of what comes through our lives, if not all of what comes through our lives, then why are we responding in a different spirit? Well, a couple of answers there is because people they form a judgmental opinion from their past hurts and wounds and pains, and so they see life through that lens. And another one is people just don't know how to handle some things, and they're immature in their response, so they just say or do something that's out of alignment with the nature of God. So my heart goes out. I just wanted to say my heart goes out to you people in Boston and the whole nation right now. And I'm in prayer along with everybody else, and I don't know how to pray for a situation all the time, especially something like this. I just say, Lord, you know what to do, and help me to be in alignment with what you're doing, and help me to be of service any way I can in a situation like this. And then I try to wait quietly for His voice to respond rather than my emotions and my own formed opinions from past woundings or hurts or whatever the case may be. So anyway, just wanted to say I love you, and I am standing with you in agreement. And I know that a lot of believers aren't that way. I was just addressing those that get wacky sometimes, So anyhow, I'll talk to you soon. Love you.